Hello, everybody. Welcome to Community Team Office Hours with IFT. I'm Scott. I'm here with my colleague Rohit.
Hey
And
everyone.
hello, Rohit. And as usual, we're here to answer questions about IFT and help you with whatever you're looking for help with on the platform. And looks like we got a couple people on stream already, which is awesome. But this is our time for the next 30 minutes to help you. So if there's questions that you have or applets that you'd like to discuss, we're here. So fire away. Rohit and I were just, before we jumped on, we were talking about some exciting new things in the world of IFT and in AI. But we'll see how questions go. If we have time at the end of this stream, we might ask for a little bit of your feedback about use cases that you have that you're interested in seeing maybe in the future, and if maybe we can take suggestions for the IF roadmap. Anything else that I missed there, Rohit?
No, I think that's all. And yeah, we were also discussing like what interesting use cases we saw this week from the users. And yeah, so we'd like to know more on this live stream, and let's see if we can do it like real time.
Yeah, it's always funny when I'm trying to just say these intros because it is we're a worldwide team, and I'm always trying to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Rohit and I are, what are we, like 10 hours apart?
Yeah, what time is it for you right now?
It's 11:30.
It's like 9 p.m. for me. So
Yeah,
somewhere around like, yeah, somewhere around like,
yeah.
how many hours would
So good morning, good afternoon, good
it?
evening, and good night if wherever you are around the world.
Yeah, you can comment down on like from your location, like let's say hi from India or something like that, and we'll see where you are from.
Yeah, I would. That would be fascinating to know. I know we had some pretty international um, live streams before, folks from all around the world. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
funny, we're always trying to find a time that works for as many people as we can. So maybe we'll end up switching it around in the future. We'll see.
yeah. I remember in like previous live stream, or like maybe like two live streams ago, there was this person from Barcelona, and coincidentally we were talking about Spanish because like there was this AI translation service that we were talking about, and then we talked about Spanish, and the person was like, "Hey, I'm from Barcelona," and things like that. So yeah, nice to know people around.
Oh, yeah. Looks like we've got
So
one user saying, "Hi from India."
yeah, I know her. So what do you have this week? Did
Yeah,
you
we're
hear
very,
about
very clear.
like Instagram Threads opening their API like for third party developers to build using their API?
Yeah, I heard a mention of that, and I'm
Mhm.
curious to know more. Um,
Yeah.
I I personally have not been a Threads user yet. Have you played around with it much?
I think I signed up for it when it was announced. I used it for like a
Yeah.
week or something, and yeah, I did use it after that. I'm more
Yeah,
into
I
like
I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people that they tried it out and, maybe were unimpressed originally. But I'm curious to know, maybe we have any users on today's stream who are actually Threads users. I'm curious to know more about that because it seemed like it's obviously it didn't go away. It's still there, but I haven't been very active. I'm personally I'm my biggest social media usage is Twitter, and I really don't go on Facebook or Instagram much um, at all anymore. But I imagine if I was more in that meta ecosystem, maybe the Threads type stuff would be a little bit more natural to kind of cross over. But yeah, curious to know if other people have been using Threads and what they find it interesting for. Is it mostly text based or is it
yeah,
pictures as well?
yeah, like something similar to Twitter. They call it X now, but yeah, something similar to that service, the bird service.
The
And
bird service,
yeah,
the service formerly known as the bird.
yeah. So what I've seen, it's like mostly text and images, videos, and sometimes live streams. So Yeah, and I've seen like I just saw a reel that day on Instagram. I don't know if it's true or not, but this creator was telling like how Threads helped him to like grow audience on Threads as well as Instagram. So not sure. Maybe that's one of the reasons they are trying to like give a push to Threads or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the social media landscape has changed a lot since the big changes uh, at Twitter. I think like Twitter used to be obviously very text based, but then in recent years they've really rolled out so much video on it. I feel like it's almost become its own streaming platform in a sense, or just video content. It's really so it's like if Threads was designed to be a competitor to Twitter, Twitter itself
Mhm.
is so different now that it's interesting.
Yeah, like
Um,
my use case would be yeah exactly. So one of the reasons I didn't use Threads so much because I was so much invested in Twitter, and like I have my friends there. I won't say audience because I'm not like publishing anything often, but yeah, I have my friends there. I have my content there which I consume. So yeah, Twitter is definitely like way ahead of in case like if we are talking about like Threads versus Twitter something. But yeah, we are not here to debate on that. But
yes. Yeah, yeah. No, no, all good. Always just interesting. Again, these being use cases that, people are very interested in. With if being one of our biggest, um, one of our biggest features, commonly used features, being people using it to cross post their social media for sure. But yeah, interested to hear from you, those of you who are following along. If you have any IFT related questions, are there applets that you have been enjoying that you would like to tell us about or ask questions about? Are there features maybe that you've been looking for from the IFT platform that you haven't seen? Either you're not sure if they exist, or you're curious to see if we could, there's things we can expand and grow. We'd love to hear from you if you have any thoughts on that. What are your questions? What are your pain points? What's your feedback for? We'd love to hear it in the chat, and we'll definitely be happy to respond and clarify if we can, or take down your feedback and share it with the rest of our team.
yeah, yeah, we are listening. And like yeah, apart from what Scott mentioned, you can also mention like the services you want on IFT which are currently not on IFT. For example, Threads, like we talk about. I can't assure you like we are building it, but I can say that something's cooking.
Ro-
So
Rohit
yeah,
always loves to drop the teasers.
yeah. So
um,
yeah, no expectations there, by the way. So
yeah, here's a question that I have for the audience as well. How did you first learn about IFT, and where, are you new to the platform, or have you been around for a while and just interested in diving back in? We're always curious to know, where the new users are coming from, and what's leading them to IFT. I know I was originally made aware of IFT. Oh man, easily probably maybe more. Could it be more than 10 years ago?
hmm,
Um, it's been around for a while. And I remember the first time I saw, I was like, "There's no way that they can make this app talk to this app." Um, that would be a fun thing also to share sometime. Would be some of those really old, pictures of the if. I mean, of the back then, the if this then that user interface and the different color scheme and stuff. It would be fun to kind of show those as a historical marker. But I remember thinking like, wow, there's how could they possibly have this app talking to this app, and seeing all those brands under one page, and then with the promise that you could connect them was really wild. And then yeah, as I started my career, and for a while I was working in a sales role, and there was a lot of interesting opportunity for um, just building out little systems and light things to help you know get my name in front of more people as a real estate agent. As I was working at the time, that was really, really valuable use case, and kind of jump started my interest back into IFT again. But there's a million and one ways that people use the platform. So yeah, I'm just curious to know from anybody on the stream. Do you have a favorite applet, a favorite use case that you like to do? something that you've been able to use in the past that you found it especially helpful, we'd love to hear from you on that too.
In the meantime, I could tell about my story. Like when you were talking about your story of how you were introduced
Yeah.
to it, I got remembered of mine. So like I remember it was back in 2015 or 16. I don't remember exactly, but we used to have this meetup group in my city. Like it was some techies who gathered around in a cafe and like talked about stuff. So it was we got I so the meetup's name was like Hackerspace. We called it because
Okay.
there was no agenda of what we are going to discuss. It was just like you do RSVP and some like 10 to 15 people showed up and we were like together. So there was I
That's
used to
cool.
have this Android phone and this person
Yeah.
introduced me to. So see, I have this app that changes your wallpaper every day to what is NASA's picture of the day, I guess. Yeah, picture of the day. So I was like,
Yeah.
that's cool. I'll install that as well. So I installed that app. On at that time, IF's logo was like blue, red, and everything. So I like the app logo back then as well. It was nice. I call it personally the retro logo, blue, red, and the colors we used to have back then. So yeah, that's how I was
Yeah. Before the black
introduced.
and white scheme. Yeah.
Yeah, so and then I saw other applets. Then I used to call automations back then. I didn't know the exact term on the initial days, like it is called applet. So I used to call automation. So there was this automation like how you can click a widget on your phone and it will make a voice call to you, and it was a pretty nice use case. So yeah, that's how I was introduced to it, and then how I explored more. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hello. Oh, by the way, Benjamin Terrell says hello from Oakland, California. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you on stream today. Um, Rohit, I was just thinking as well as you were saying that that integration that IFT has with those Android devices is really powerful.
Yeah.
The access that IFT has to the phone, the ability to watch for notifications or control the ringer volume or look for new text messages that come into the phone and all of that. Yeah, it's a really, really powerful, um, just a powerful use case that has so many great uses. And that's cool to hear that that was an original thing for you and something that we've had for a really long time and has improved and changed over time as well with new additions like location and other things and then over on the iOS side for all the people that use those devices, um, I know it was massive when we added in the shortcuts app integration so that you could use uh, the you could just tie into that whole ecosystem as well in the Mac or in the Apple ecosystem with the iOS Shortcuts app that allows you to control a lot of things inside of the iPhone with by building automation there, but then being able to tie that into it just opens up another world of possibilities as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that was massive, and webhooks too. By the way, here's a comment I want to share. I've
Oh
been
yes,
sharing about it as well.
fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, and I do like I remember the first time I was introducing this to Harshita. Like she was having, I don't remember the exact use case, but she wanted to set up some automations for her daily use cases. And I was like, why don't you use IFT? I'm working with IFT, and then I installed the application on her phone, and I think she uses it now as well.
Awesome,
Uh,
awesome. Well, thank you again for joining stream.
yeah. So yeah, webhooks. Yeah. So at that meetup, the person was like pro IFT user back then. So that the person told me that how he's using webhooks to control things in his home and like everything with smart home and every stuff. And I was impressed, but I didn't know much about like webhooks or servers or things like that. So I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, but maybe someday I'll learn about it. And today I'm helping people with webhooks. So
Yeah,
that's what I like.
yeah, awesome. I love it. Cool. Great. I wonder if we should just ask again. We're here to answer your questions about IFT, help you with things, or even take your feedback or suggestions. We'd love to hear it. If you have any thoughts, drop it in the chat. All this, of course, will be noted and shared with the rest of our team, with our product managers and our our engineers. So that's why we're here, and this is what we do. So we're happy to be able to provide you with that support, or listen to your feedback about IFT. Um, the Let's build an applet, huh?
Sure. What do you have in mind?
Let's see. What did we do? Oh, we had last week. We had he who must not be named
Yeah.
with filter code. Is that right?
Mhm.
That was a good one. Let's
Yeah.
see. Just taking a look through. Maybe I'll share my screen and we can go through the IFT Explore page and just kind of brainstorm a little bit.
Sure.
Give people a look at that if they're not familiar. All right, here we go. Cool. So again, this is the IFT Explore page where everything begins and where you can go to get ideas or inspiration. One of the coolest parts about the IFT applet ecosystem as it operates is that you don't have to even build your own integrations or your own applets yourself. You can enable applets built by other people that are already pre-configured to do commonly useful automations. So if.com/explore, you come here and there's just a list of applets that's suggested to you. And I think this is our most commonly used applet in the entire IFT world, which is get the weather forecast every day at 7, the weather underground. This has an integration where you enter in and you put your location, and then everything to a simple weather report notification at 7 a.m. So super useful for a lot of people who just want to keep track of that before they get ready for their day.
Yeah.
Another favorite that I think. Oh yeah, go ahead, Rohit.
I was just about to say about the weather. Like, I don't. These notification things is helpful for me. Like, it helps me determine if I have to go out of home or not. Because nowadays it's getting really hot here.
Yeah, no kidding. It seems like weather all over the world is getting pretty intense and extreme. We just had a massive thunderstorm last night here, and then in Michigan, and they're planning another one. They say for
Oh,
like tonight. Were you talking about this? Oh, I need to get back on my other screen to point to it. This one here, is this the one you were mentioning? Get yourself out of an awkward situation.
yeah, yeah,
Where
exactly.
you can
This
hit
one.
the button and you receive a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So just another little bit about the Explore page. So this is just a smattering of suggested applets on the page here. But if you have particular services that you're interested in, you would search under the services tab. So if you like, let's say, smart home devices from Akara, you can pick the appropriate one there, and now you've got access to a bunch of applets specific to that service, for example. Again, super useful for when you're looking for ideas, when you're trying to find um, ways to build out your use case. And then I wanted to go back as well, looking at the top here, solutions page. These are just a bunch of broad categories that really do narrow down different use cases for IFT. Again, top of the list is going to be AI. Nowadays, people are just very interested in that. So we've got a whole IFT AI services page explaining different use cases for that and offering a suggestion of a number of applets that we can do. All right, let's do um, one build. Let me just check in with the stream here, make sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay. Rohit, you want to build an AI applet? Maybe should we do? I think we did. Was summarizing and reposting last time with the Voldemort applet? We could do
Yeah.
like a content creation applet this time. That might be fun.
Okay, let's add more to it. So content creation
Yeah,
in a
cool.
different language, converted to English, and then grammatically checked using AI grammar service.
Oh, nice. Yes, I like that. Okay.
So that might use 2 or 3 applets. We'll see when we build it, because we need to like use data from one query to another. So I think we'll pass on through webhooks. How about that?
Yep. Okay. Perfect. Love it.
So
Well, yeah, go ahead.
So here's what we can do. You start creating an applet which has content like something that you draft in Google Docs in English. Then the translation service will convert it in Hindi. I'll verify if it is right or wrong. And then, oh, grammar. I think grammar service can be used with Hindi language. Let's test this out. What do you say?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with a new Google document, right?
Mhm.
All right. This can be fun. Actually, I'm glad you thought of this one. All right. So we're gonna have a new document added, and let me just get my authentication here real quick.
Sure.
Just entering in my Google there. Okay. And we'll do drive folder path stream. Oh, let me get my screen back for you. So we're going to add a new document to my Google Drive inside of the folder stream. Oh, there we go. Put the slash in. All right, it's not liking that. Okay, oh, it's because I haven't added that yet to my Google. So we'll go ahead and add this folder to my Google Drive. Cool. All right, so there's a stream folder, and now I can add documents to that. Okay, so now we're going to add we're going to translate it into Hindi from English. Is that right?
Yeah, so let's first initially create an applet that takes content from Google Docs, translate it in Hindi, and then like maybe post it somewhere, or maybe send us an email. We'll see
Or we
what
could
the
save
result.
it in a new Google. Oh, sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, we can save it in new Google Doc. That sounds nice.
Cool.
S-
So we'll just call it in Hindi.
mhm.
Drive folder path. Yeah, the path being it'll save it into that same folder, just with the. Now, since we've added that trigger in action, now we can go back and add our AI query. Awesome. So this is all going to come from there. Let's just do the body. And we want Hindi.
Mhm.
New document added to your folder stream, then translate Hindi and create a document.
Sure, sounds good.
Cool. All right. Want to just test this step?
Sure. So, have you added? Let's add a doc.
Yeah, I'll
And
go ahead and.
I just learned from OpenAI that uh, grammar can be checked in English language for now.
Okay.
So let's first do this one, and then maybe we can try another applet where grammar is checked in English language.
Cool.
So yeah, okay. So
So I'm just
let's.
I'm just adding in a document here with a message.
Mhm.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, nothing. Because yeah, do that, and because if you're trying to share that, the screen is from if.com for now. The screen sharing.
Oh yes, let me move that over just so everyone can see what I'm creating.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just made a simple hello world, and the title of the document is stream message, and it's inside of that folder that's being watched now.
Mhm.
So let me just go ahead. We'll go and check that applet, which is watching for new documents. And I think it'll take us a couple of minutes for IF to check on its regular polls to Google Drive.
Mhm. Right. Let's see. Uh, by the way, yeah, if.com screen uh, is not being shared right now.
Yep. So we're back. I'll swap it over now. So here's the document, and you can see that the applet just picked it up and ran.
So
I need like a
yeah,
picture here.
we have a question from Joel as well. So after this demo, we are taking a question from Joel. Joel, you can type your question in the comment and we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just show real quick here the message that was created, the second Google document that is now inside of my Google Drive.
Mhm.
I'll swap back over and show that here. Lots of screen flip and play. So again, going back to that Google Drive folder that I designated, you can see here's the original message I created. It says hello world, and then this one here has been created with new document. So if picked up that that there was a new document created, or that there was a new document folder and added a second folder. And cool, yeah, we can go ahead and take questions.
Sure.
So Joel, go ahead if you. Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Joel says, in the Homey app in IFT, I can create an applet that blinks the lights when the weather changes. In the Homey part of the applet, in the edit action fields. I guess there's going to be more here. So I put in the tag fields. So it sounds like you're referring to the ingredients that you would put in. So in the homey part of the applet in the edit action field. So with homey, it's asking. There's a couple of fields that are asking you for more information to fill out. So you just want to confirm, what do I put into the tag fields?
So, like I can see there are three actions in Homey service. One is start a flow, one is start a flow with tags, and let Homey speak. I'm assuming Joel is asking for start a flow with tags. Let me share my screen so that everybody
Cool.
can see what I am seeing. So yeah, I personally don't have any Homey device, so I can't like I can't actually run this applet, but I can see from the description. So okay, the action will start a flow with tags on Homey. Okay, so yeah, you can like from what I can see, there are one, two, three variables that you can send to Homey, and like do you do you know Scott how Homey works? Because I haven't used Homey uh, like so far. So I think I'm assuming it takes some variables from IFT, which you can add like from this I can see you can add any string. It could be tag like IFT can be a tag. Another tag could be
Hmm.
evening, something like that. If you're trying to turn on flow, you're starting a flow with
Right.
in the evening or something like that. And yeah, and then it will be sent to Homey, and Homey will maybe categorize it based on tags or maybe run it based on tags. So let me
Yeah,
see
I
what
think.
Homey is exactly.
Yeah, I think in this instance, Joel, it would be determined by if you have a use case on the homey side that would change, how it reacts based off of additional information that you provide in one of those tag fields. Because I believe all three of those tag fields are not required to run the applet, if I remember correctly. So if you have a homey flow or scenario that is, looking for more information from a tag, then that this would be where you provide it, and you could use up to three different pieces of information. But if you basically want that same blinking light, basically if you just need the same blinking light action to occur, every time, and there's nothing else that no other input needed on the homing side, right? Then I don't think you would need to put anything into the tag field, um, because the applet wouldn't be looking for more. Oh, looks like you got more. Joel says in homey with the if applet is asking for if applet whether changes starts with tags.
If applet is asking whether changes would. So I think we can look this further by looking more into what applet you're using and how it is configured. So yeah, okay. The tag field, why I not put
Yeah,
the tag?
I think this would be, um, yeah, I don't think there would be any reason why you couldn't use the tag rain. It just depends on if homie needs to see, rain, for it to understand, which action it's looking to run on the homie side. And if it's looking for that rain tag, then you would of course want to add that in. But it would just depend on the configuration that you have in your homie flow.
Hmm. I think
So
we can
yeah,
look further by knowing like more about your applet. So like I think like if you can send us more details in a ticket like to support@if.com mentioning that this was talked about in live stream, we can look further and maybe help you with the resolution.
yeah, for sure. I think it would just be more specific to how your homing instance is set up. Shouldn't be too complicated, but it would just help to know where, um, yeah, just where that information needs to be sent and what configuration is on the homie side to be able to do it, Joel. Yeah, shouldn't I don't think this will be too challenging. Probably a quick fix, but just be best with the visibility there a little bit more personal to your account to give you the best answer on that. But yeah, great example of a use case where when you can tie into that homey system with IFT, just opens up a huge amount capability, because Homey itself is another node, with a lot of features and a lot of power in that integration. So thank you for the question, Joel, and yeah, let us know if you don't mind reaching out to us. We'll be happy to take a further look into the specifics, and we should be able to get that resolved for you and make sure that Applet is running as desired.
Yeah, great question, Joel.
Cool. All right. Well, Rohit, I think looks like we're at time here, and we'll want to jump back into our support queue and get those answers out to all the folks who have written into us this morning or this evening for you. And thank you to those of you who have joined us. We really appreciate it. Again, we're going to continue to do this on a regular basis, and we look forward to your questions and feedback in this format. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It was so great to see you again, and we'll see you again.
Okay. Thank you all.